Hello everybody, I'm back again with another lesson of class 8, but before that I would like to ask you all a question. And the question is, have you ever lied in your life? के तिमीले कहिले झुट बोलेको थियौ? Or did you cheat anyone? बुझ्छ cheat भनेको छल्नु, ठग्नु. Have you ever done such a thing in your life? And I just want you all to ponder over this. यसरी सोच्नु when I ask you this question. What are the thoughts that is coming in your mind? तिमीले झुट बोलेको थियो कि थिएन? Have you ever lied in your life? Have you ever done anything related to cheating in life? And another thing I would like to ask you is, does it benefit you in your life? Does lying benefit you in your life? झुट बोल्दा तिमीलाई फाइदा हुन्छ? Because you know what happens is, once you lie, you have to lie many times, isn't it? त्यो झुटलाई छोप्नु लागि फेरि अर्को झुट बोल्नु पर्यो, फेरि अर्को झुट. So the process continues. So just answer yourself whether it is good or bad. Lying, cheating others, अरू मान्छेलाई ठग्नु, ढाँट्नु, त्यो चाहिँ राम्रो कुरा हो कि होइन? Just ponder over this. Why am I asking you this question, and why am I asking you to ponder is because the lesson that we are going to read today is related to this. As I've told you in the earlier videos also, that all the lessons in your book, they give a message. The writer, the poet gives you a message, a moral message. As a student or as a person, what we must learn or what we must not do so that it will benefit our life. So coming back, I was asking you about whether you lied in your life or not, because the lesson that we are doing today is the clerical error. Here in this story written by James Cold Cousin, what has happened? Who has lied to whom? Or who is cheating whom? कसले कसलाई ठग्दैछ, कसले कसलाई ढाट्दैछ, त्यसले के हुँदैछ? So we'll get to know as we read this poem. Sorry, not the poem, it's prose, a story. So which is written by an American author who's a very famous American author who has also won a Pulitzer Prize. Pulitzer Prize is a prize that is won for literature, for your efficient work. Annually it is given. It is for journalism, literature and music. This is the award that a person gets. So our writer who has written this story, Clerical Error, James Gould Cousin, has received this award. And the other thing that I would like to say is, this clerical error that we are about to begin, this is a short story. It is a TV series actually. Got it? There was a TV series in 1983. The Unexpected, Tales of Unexpected, And in this Tale of Unexpected, there were a series of stories. And it was shown in TV. TV series थियो, धारावाहिक भन्छ नि तिमीले, serial. So, Tale of Unexpected भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा, त्यसमा चाहिँ उनीहरूले के गर्थ्यो, episode by episode different stories देखाउँथ्यो. And it is quite famous. And among those stories, this clerical error was one of them, which we are going to read today. Got it? So now our heading, clerical error. Now what is clerical? C-L-E-R-I-C-A-L, clerical. Clerical means any work that which is related to official work, which is related to accounts, letters, or keeping of records. त्यसलाई चाहिँ clerical काम भन्छ, बुझ्यो? A clerk ले गर्छ यो काम. So our topic today, the name of the chapter is clerical error. Now error is mistake. अब यो official record मा के mistake भएछ? Error के भएछ? So there is a this whole story, and then there is a dialogue between two people, because this is a drama, isn't it, which was shown on television back then. Even if you want to watch this series, you can search for it, the Tale of the Unexpected, and then you can watch this. There are many different stories in this. This is a kind of a comedy kind of a story also, so you can watch it if you want to watch this episode. So let me begin. Clerical error. Everybody class 8, students of class 8 can please open their books to page number 160, clerical error, and follow it as I read. So paragraph number 1. There were 3 steps down from the street door. Then the store extended narrow and long between the book-packed walls. Book-packed walls भनेको walls bari book. That means कहाँ जाँदै रहेछ? Somebody is going into a bookshop. Who's this somebody? Let's see. 60 to 70 feet to a little cabin of an office where a large shallow man worked under a shaded desk lamp. He heard the street door open and he looked that way a moment, peering intently भनेको ध्यान दिएर हेरेको. Suppose when somebody comes to your house or comes to your room, when you just hear somebody opening the door, what happens? You look towards that direction. जहाँबाट साउन्ड आउँदैछ दरवाजा खोलेको तिमी त्योपट्टि हेर्छौ हैन. So similarly streetबाट चाहिँ ओरालो सिडीबाट भित्र पसेर somebody is coming, and somebody, when that person has opened the door, the one अर्को मान्छे भित्र छ दोकानको भित्र, त्यो दोकानको भित्रको मान्छेले चाहिँ ध्यान दिएर हेरेको हो भनेर. पियरिङ भनेको लुकिङ, intently, please underline these words, intently, intently भनेको ध्यान दिएर हेर्नु. You can also look into your books intently. In page number 58, there some meanings also have been given. Intently, lacking deep and serious thinking. Got it? He just looked over there. So got it? So he just looked at that person, and then through his spectacles, the one inside he was wearing spectacles like this, like the one I am wearing. Seeing only a thin, erect gentleman with a small cropped white moustache, standing hesitant before the table with the sign, "Any book, 50 cents." He returned to the folded copy of a religious weekly on the desk in front of him. He looked at the obituary column again. Obituary column is, what is an obituary column? मान्छे मरेपछि जब मान्छे बित्नुहुन्छ, कोही बित्दाखेरि हामीले न्यूज दिन्छ कि दिदैन? Newspapers in TV also we give, isn't it? That so and so has passed away, and on so and so date the family wants you all to please gather in their residence for prayers or for some ritual ceremonies and all, isn't it? त्यसलाई चाहिँ obituary column भन्छ, जहाँनिर चाहिँ मान्छेको खसेको त्यहाँ न्यूजहरु हुन्छ, बुझ्यो? And this man who was inside the shop, he was looking, first he looked there and then he was searching for something in that obituary column. त्यो obituary column मा के हेर्दै थियो रे, बुझ्दैछ? And के लेखे रे उले? Pulled a pad towards him, अर्को लेख्ने writing pad तानेर के गरे रे? Towards him and made a note. He wrote something over there. He looked at the obituary column and then he made a note. He wrote something. When he had finished, he saw upon looking up again that the gentleman with the white moustache had come all the way down the store. The person who had entered the shop had come all the way and he was standing right in front of that person who was writing something. बुझ्दैछ? जो मान्छे भित्र पस्यो उ चाहिँ सिधै आएर चाहिँ जो मान्छे भित्र दुकानमा थियो and he was writing something, त्यो मान्छेको अगाडि आएर ठिङ्ग उभिरहेको थियो रे. When he looked up, यसरी हेरे and उले के भने रे? Number 2, paragraph 2. Yes sir, he said, pushing the papers aside. What can I do for you? Now why is he pushing the papers aside? उले के काम गर्दै थियो त्यसलाई साइड लगाएर चाहिँ उले yes sir, what can I do for you? That means he is trying to show interest in his customer. बुझ्यो? दोकानमा जाँदाखेरि अब जुन दोकानमा any shop you go, if the shopkeeper or the person inside doesn't tend to his customer लाई ध्यान दिएन भने कस्टमरले त्यहाँ के किन्छ किन्दैन हैन, any shop that you go. So he is trying to give attention to the customer who has come. जो customer आयो त्यहाँनिर, yes sir, what can I do for you? He said. Now number 3. The gentleman with the white moustache stared at him keenly. Can I talk to the manager, Mr. Joreth? He said. के म Mr. Joreth यहाँको म्यानेजरसँग बात गर्न सक्छु भनेरे. Then number 4. I am Mr. Joreth. यति त बुझ्यो हैन? त्यही मान्छे भने मै हो त Mr. Joreth. Oh, I see. My name is Ingalls, Colonel Ingalls. 6. I'm glad to meet you, Colonel. Can I do anything for you? The manager of that bookshop is telling. Can I help you? Number 7. It looks like the name means nothing to you. Okay, now what the colonel is saying, उसले आफूलाई introduce गर्यो हैन, म कर्नल इङ्गल्स हो. So he introduced himself in a motive that he will recognize him or he will recognize this particular name. यो नाम चाहिँ चिन्छ होला त्यो बुक शपको म्यानेजरले भनेर हैन, म कर्नल इङ्गल्स हो भन्दा चाहिँ यस म के गर्न सक्छु भन्दा what is saying, it looks like the name means nothing to you. अरे यो नाम तपाईले सुनेर तपाईलाई के याद आएन भन्नु खोजेको, बुझ्यो, त्यो कर्नलले भन्दैछ. So you are feeling that this when you heard this name, don't you feel that you've heard this, or doesn't this name mean nothing to you? Does this name mean nothing to you भन्दैछ. यो नाम चाहिँ तपाईलाई के जस्तो लागेन भन्दा चाहिँ again Mr. Jorrit ले के गरे रे, the manager of the store, he said, Mr. Jorrit took off his spectacles, looked searchingly. Why no, sir, I'm afraid not. Ingalls? No, I don't know anyone by that name. And so when Colonel Ingalls said that, don't you know anyone by this name? So this man, Mr. Jorrit, he opened his spectacles and he looked at him carefully and he said, no, म यसो नाम भएको त कोही चिन्दिन. So now what happened? Colonel Ingalls thrust his stick under his arm, means he had a stick in his arm. He's an old man, maybe not very old, but there's a stick in his hand. So what did he do? He kept the stick, thrust it under his arm. So he put it under his arm, and what did he do? And drew an envelope from his inner pocket. So coat ko pocket bar, he took out something, an envelope. And what did he do? He took a sheet of paper from it, unfolded the sheet, scowled at it a moment. Scowled means angrily, look angrily. He decided to paper, to envelope or paper nikalere. He decided there was an angry look at it on his face. SCOWLED means decided to paper ma. He scowled at it a moment and threw it on the desk. Perhaps, he said, this will refresh your memory. शायद यो पेपरले चाहिँ तपाईको के हुन्छ, मेमोरीलाई refresh गरिदिन्छ. Maybe you will be able to recollect now my name. अब Jorrit is denying that he knows anyone by this name, isn't it? यो नाम भएको म कोही चिन्दिन, he's saying. So what did Mr. Ingalls do? He took out an envelope and he threw the paper on the table of Mr. Jorrit and said, I'm sure this will refresh your memory. यसले चाहिँ तपाईलाई अब याद दिलाउँछ होला, तपाईको याददाश्तलाई चाहिँ के गर्छ होला, फ्रेश गरिदिन्छ होला, and you will know what I'm talking about. So let's continue. Number 10. Mr. Jorrit pulled his nose a moment. He looked harder at Colonel Ingalls, replaced his spectacle. He looked at Ingalls because he threw it on. That means Mr. Jorrit knows that he's getting angry. So, oh, he said, Mr. Jorrit, the manager looked at the paper and said, oh, he said, a bill. Yes, you must excuse me. I do much of my business by correspondence with people I've never met personally. The Reverend Dr. Godfrey Ingalls, St. John's Rectory. Ah, yes, yes. Then the paper, when he looked at that paper, he saw the name. Oh, there was a bill. उसकै स्टोरको बिल थियो रहेछ, बुक कसैको बुक किनेर चाहिँ बिल दिन्छ हैन, त्यो बिलमा चाहिँ कसलाई दिएको रहेछ यो बुक भनेर उले हेरेर, ओ यस आई एम सो सरी मैले चिनेन, यहाँनिर फल्ना फल्नाले चाहिँ यो लिएको थियो रहेछ यो बुक, ओ यस यस आई रिमेम्बर, त्यो नाम देखेर भने रे, ओ भनेर दिन. The late, and then that Colonel Ingalls who was standing, he said, the late Dr. Ingalls was my brother. This bill is obviously an error. जो यो Reverend जसको नाम छ यहाँनिर, Reverend Dr. Godfrey Ingalls was my brother. And this bill, यो bill चाहिँ mistake हो. यो bill चाहिँ तपाईले by mistake पठाउनु भएछ हामीलाई भन्दैछ. He would never have ordered, received or wished to read any of these works. Naturally, no such volume was found among his belongings. So he said that this bill is a mistake. And why is it a mistake? Because my brother would never read such kind of a book. Now, what kind of books? What kind of books is this? Okay. So, right now, we just know that Dr. Ingalls is saying that my brother would have never ordered or received or even would have any wish to read such kind of books. So this bill that you have sent is definitely an error, is definitely a mistake. So this is the whole thing, the name of the chapter that we read earlier, the clerical error, the name of the chapter. This error here in this story goes around in, okay, or deals with. What error has happened? What was the clerical error? The bill of a book which Colonel Ingalls is denying that his brother would have ever received or would have ever bought or would have ever wished to read. Now let's see what Mr. Jorath has to say to this. Said Mr. Jorath. Yes, I see. He read the list, coughed as though in embarrassment. I see. Now let me check my records a moment. He dragged down a vast battered register. Battered भनेको destroyed. एकदम पुरानो थियो होला नि हैन, destroyed register निकालेर ठुलो. From the shelf before him. GHI, he's finding I. Okay, because what we see is, I'm sure you all know in the register also when your teacher calls out your name in the attendance register, it starts with A, isn't it? Alphabetically, A, B, all the students whose name starts from A, then B, then C, it's called like that. So similarly, Mr. Jorath also has maintained his register similarly. So he's searching for the name that starts with I, GHI, okay. So he muttered is silently, he said, Ingalls, now. 13. He's searching for the name, but still, Colonel Ingalls is not, he's adamant and he's saying, no, this is not the bill. That this is an error, this is an error that has been sent. No, he's saying, there is no necessity for that. You don't have to search for the name. You don't have to search for my brother's name in the register because this is of course a mistake. A strange one, it seems to me. I advise you strongly to be more careful. If you choose to debase yourself by secretly and dishonestly selling works of that sort, that is your business. So he's trying to say that if you're trying to disgrace yourself by selling such works, that means these are secretly, maybe some secret books which is this man is selling. That is what now Colonel Ingalls is trying to blame him, that you maybe this is your business of selling such kind of, secretly, dishonestly selling such books, and maybe you are doing it because and you by mistake you've sent it, or on purpose that you have sent, maybe you have sent this book. But I deny that my brother did not buy this book, nor did he wish to read this book, because we did not find any of this collection which is in the bill, the name of the books in the bill, that these collection of books are not there in the belongings. So you cannot say that unnecessarily. You are just pretending right now, because my brother would have never read such kind of a book. So Mr. Jorath nodded several times. He said no and leaned back. And what he said? Well, Colonel, he said, you are free to have your opinion. That is your opinion. But I really have no right to judge the taste of my customers. Now, Mr. Jorath is saying that no. Who am I to judge the taste of a customer? मेरो कस्टमरलाई कस्तो बुक रिड गर्नु मन पर्छ त्यो त मलाई याद छैन नि. He's saying, उले अर्डर गरेको मैले पठाइदिएको. He's saying, and he took the book, but he hasn't paid the bill, so I send the bill by post. He's saying. So now in this case, there seems unquestionably to have been an order for the books. On the 15th of last May, I filled the order. I'm sure they arrived. What became of them then is no affair of mine, Mr. Jorath is saying. मैले चाहिँ यहाँ order पठाइदिएको हो, the bill पनि पठाएको हो. त्यहाँदेखि त्यो बुकहरू के भयो त्यो मलाई याद छैन. And I don't want to know also, because that is not my affair. अब तपाईहरुले पाएन भने I don't know. Since you blame me, तर अहिले चाहिँ तपाईले मलाई blame गर्दैछ that I have done something. So what he's saying is that since you are blaming me, Colonel Ingalls, let me tell you that this is maybe your brother, because these kind of books, he's saying, just listen to this line. I might point out that such books are likely to be kept in private place and read privately. Maybe you did not find this book in these collections of books in his belongings because such books are read secretly and kept secretly. So you understand that he's trying to say that your brother has ordered these books which is read in a secret manner, and obviously when you search for his belongings, how will you find it? He must have hidden it somewhere. He must be reading it. He must have been reading such books secretly without anyone knowing about it. उले कहीं लुकाएर राखेको होला यस्तो किताबहरु हैन, एक्लैमा रिड गर्थ्यो होला उले. So how can you blame me that I have sent this bill by mistake? It is definitely not a mistake. भनेर भन्दैछ. So I might point out that such books are likely to be kept in a private and place and read privately. For 8 successive months, I sent a statement. 8 महिना भइसक्यो मैले statement पठाएको बिलको. But I've never received any payment. Of course, I was unaware that the customer was, didn't you see, deceased? Deceased भनेको passed away. मलाई याद थिएन 8 महिना भइसकेको थियो मैले यो पठाएको बिल तर मलाई पेमेन्ट आएको थिएन मलाई यादै थिएन उहाँ खस्नु भएको रहेछ बित्नु भएको रहेछ भनेर भन्दैछ he saying. Hence my reference to legal action on this. I'm very sorry to have. Then he's trying to convince Mr. Ingalls that no, your brother had definitely ordered these kind of books and which was read in a secret manner, which लुकाएर राख्छ यो किताब यो यस्तो खालको स्टोरीजहरु छ यसमा चाहिँ खुल्ला पढ्न सक्दैन बुझ्यो अलग्गै secrecy मा read गर्ने बुक्सहरु I hope you understand what I mean by books that is read in secret. So what kind of books? Got it? With no morals, no ethics, such books. So yahanira चाहिँ what happened after hearing all this, what Mr. Jorath had to say that तपाईको दाजुले पक्कै पनि यो बुक चाहिँ लुकाएर राखेको थियो होला लुकेर पढ्थ्यो होला र तपाईहरुलाई त याद पाएन भन्दा चाहिँ now Mr. Ingalls he's extremely angry. So what he says, you scoundrel. What is the meaning of scoundrel? You bad man, a person with a very disgraced character. भनेको बुझ्यो गाली गरेकोलाई he's shouting at him. You scoundrel, roared Colonel Ingalls. Do you really mean definitely to maintain that Dr. Ingalls purchased such book? Now he's so angry because Mr. Jorath is trying to say, he's trying to point at the one to late Dr. Ingalls' character. And his brother is extremely angry and he's saying, how dare you? What do you mean that my brother, late Dr. Ingalls used to read such books? यस्तो खालको book read गर्थ्यो उले तिमीलाई लाग्दैछ यस्तो books read गर्छ जस्तो लाग्दैछ because Ingalls, his brother Colonel Ingalls is not ready. He's not ready to believe that his brother had got or purchased such kind of a book. So students, we see that Mr. Ingalls is extremely angry. He's furious that Mr. Jorath is not believing or he's still lying. Mr. Ingalls believes that Mr. Jorath is still lying. How can he feels that how can my brother buy such a book? He's trying to defame my brother. मेरो दाजुलाई चाहिँ यसले नराम्रो नाम ल्याउनु खोज्दैछ यसले हामीलाई के ढाट्दैछ भनेर he's extremely furious. Ingalls is extremely furious and he's shouting at Mr. Jorath. So I will do only till because since this is a long story, not very long, but it is a long story. So what we'll do, we'll do it in 2 parts. This is part 1. We'll do the half of the rest of the lesson in the second part, in the second video I will do. So we'll do till here. Just you'll watch this video, read till wherever I have taught, and in case if you have any questions or if you have any problem, you can comment in the comment section, and you can also subscribe this channel and like it also. And if any queries, any questions, please do comment. If you don't के बुझेन भने comment गर्दा हुन्छ. Got it? So आज हामी यहीसम्म गरौँ and wait for my next video. Got it?